I am so glad to see you guys. Glad to be here. So today we have a gentleman that I've known for probably about going on a year.
Going on a year now.
Met through networking, just like I did with Bob, and met some great people. I am so glad to have him on. He's super knowledgeable. He always wants to keep continuing education. With no further ado, it's Andrew with Brinkman Homes.
Brinkman Home Inspections.
Yeah.
So it's good to be on the show.
Excited.
We excited. We've been talking about this for a while now. I'm glad to see it actually.
Oh, dump truck. Woo! That's what happens in your lives. So we are live right now at Augie's Cafe and Deli in Citrus Springs.
Yep, right off of Pine Ridge and Elkham Boulevard.
Yep. So guys, if you've never been out here, come on out. It's great food. But yeah, we got a dump truck coming by. So we're going to let him go by and then we'll get back to it.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm so glad, man.
Like I was saying before the dump truck, ever so rudely interrupted us. I'm glad to see this finally come to fruition. Finally turned into something. So, let's get into it.
So my thing is, we start with what you do, who do you service?
So I'm a home inspector. I service potential homeowners, home sellers, realtors, insurance agents, help them out. My main focus, though, honestly, is helping potential homeowners get into a home, or at least be educated on the home that they're buying. A lot of times, there's defects that people don't think are defects, and then there's things that aren't defects that people think are defects, and it's just educating the potential homeowner on that, and letting them know if the home is livable or if they should continue to work.
Is that kind of, you don't have to deep dive too big, but is that kind of like you were talking about before about the verbiage?
Yes.
You can say something.
Yes, that is definitely a big thing in this industry, is learning how to relay the information in a way that doesn't label you as a deal killer with realtors. And by deal killer, I know it's a scary term for certain people, but there is a way to deliver the information on these defects that doesn't come across as, oh my God, the home is going to fall apart right now, and there's obviously a really easy way of completely scaring out of the client and the realtor. And I learned that early on, because this is my second company. First company I owned was mine, and that's what I learned very early on, was that my verbiage was a little too scary for clients and realtors. I killed a few deals for a couple of them, and yeah.
How did you? Who told you what you were doing? Was it the realtors that you were killing the deals for?
One realtor was actually kind enough, and I say kind enough because honestly, she didn't have to tell me anything. She didn't have to say, hey, the way you're wording this is scaring clients, and it's causing me to look for or recommend other inspectors. And I really appreciate that she did that, and I'm going to let her remain nameless.
Right. Here in Citrus?
No, Levy County, actually.
Well, no, that's good. She should get some props.
At least that was the county I did the home inspection in.
Whoever you are, if you ever see this, that is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did she? I mean, that's well. You know what? I don't want to get off topic because it's not about me. But how we connected so much is because he gave me some vital information so that I could feed off to homeowners and hurricane wind mitigations and the re-nails and all that for wind mitigations. So that vital information is awesome. So Andrew, what did you do before you got into home inspections? You said something about having a business before.
That was more recent. When I first got licensed, I had gotten on with a company that was kind enough to train me and show me the ropes. and what I thought was teaching me how not to be a deal killer.
So they didn't even know, huh?
They did things a little differently, and in the home inspection world, there's a lot of secrecy when it comes to verbiage and how they deliver reports and stuff like that. And while I didn't directly copy what they did, I did try to take note of it and just try and be informative to my clients, which that's where I learned how to word things, because I was giving them the technical of
too much information.
Yes, I was giving them too much information in the technical, and the real takeaway was not so much talking about the potential and talking about or addressing just the defect. So plumbing leak underneath the sink. Okay, it's
not major, right?
It's not.
I mean, it can be.
It can be. Small problems can become.
But you have to let the homeowner know that's buying the house, right?
But we have to let them know that's buying the house. Hey, you got a leak here and whatnot, and that's really the only language that you really have to say is, hey, saw a leak under here. Recommend repairs prior to closing, and that is it. My problem before was I was saying, hey, you've got a leak underneath the kitchen sink, and I would go into this whole long thing of, if left unchecked, these are the things that could happen. And that's what was scaring the clients.
Too much information.
It was too much information. So, and it's not that I'm omitting anything, because I definitely don't omit anything. I've just learned to tone down the cautionary commentary, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
But before I actually tried to start my own home inspection company, I did a plethora of jobs. I did quite a few jobs. My very first job actually was at a Wendy's.
Really?
Yes, I was the fry boy.
And then where did you grow up at?
In Illinois. I was born and raised in Chicago.
Chicago.
Like actual Chicago, Chicago Avenue and Washtenaw, if anybody wants to look. Now it's all gentrified, but back in the day, it was, I was the 1% minority in my high school.
I remember you were talking about that.
I was the one white boy in my high school, because I wasn't Polish, I wasn't Ukrainian or Russian, I was Caucasian. So, but yeah, I lived out in Chicago until I was 16, the year I was turning 17, and then we moved out to the suburbs of Illinois, Itasca area. Went to school out there. My first job was within walking distance, and every day I would pass by the Willy Wonka factory, where they made like the Nerds ropes, the candies and stuff like that. Yeah, it smelled like purple Nerds every day.
Every day?
Every day. It smelled so sweet outside. Like, it would start, like, there were certain times where if they were like in, like, just before Halloween, Christmas, or like any holidays, they would really ramp up production. That sugary smell would start to get like nauseating. But again,
I guess you'd really have to love Nerds, huh?
Yeah, you'd really have to love Nerds. But it was awesome around Halloween time, because the candy they gave out was almost half the time like made within that week, like super fresh. But I lived in Illinois, did some odd jobs up there. Worked as a lumber truck driver for Teamsters Union, Maher Lumber, which is no longer in business, unfortunately. Big shout out to those guys. They were an awesome team. Just really there to not see you fail. They wanted you to succeed and whatnot. And in that job, there was a lot of stuff that I learned on job sites, because I was going and delivering first deck and walls, which is the building material up north. They build a home stick frame. Down here in Florida, they're CMU, concrete masonry unit blocks, which is the majority of what's built down here. But up north in Illinois, where I live, they build stick frames house, and we used to have to deliver them on a flatbed truck. And it would raise up, and you would have to drive out from underneath it, and the load would just drop.
I thought that was a joke because I see that
Nope.
on video here.
Nope.
With the lumber people.
Yep.
And I'm like, as a person to understand the weight of all that and all that compression, these are trusses that are being dropped like that, and then they're going on roofs. And you wonder why these new homes have all this.
Now we
And
didn't.
they sit out there for months.
We didn't.
Unprotected.
Oh, that's
a whole different rant. But
that's a whole nother
rant.
rant. Now, I didn't deliver the trusses, but
Wood.
we had the lumber for it.
Did you guys cover it?
There was if requested.
Oh, it had to be requested.
Yes, it had to be requested because we would actually put tarps on it that you would then return to us. It wasn't just one of those things we did it for every customer. But up north, I mean, the rainy season isn't as long as it is here. So there's not so much of an issue as like moisture issues. And with those stick frames, they're dry before everything starts to get closed up on them, especially before they start putting up drywall. They're left out in the open with the roof on and everything like that. So they do allow them to dry and not mold up, unfortunately, like some of the trusses that are down here. I've noticed that too. It drives me nuts. But I spent a lot of time on that job, especially during slow times or when I was doing pickups, because we would actually go back and pick up the extra lumber.
Returns and stuff?
Returns and stuff, so this way the builder could save a little bit of money and then transfer that onto the homeowner, which was actually a really cool thing. I didn't think builders did that, but a lot of the builders that we delivered material to did. And just talking with them and learning certain things like, hey, why is this way, or what do you need this for, kind of thing. And they were more than willing to talk and share information and stuff like that. My grandfather was a residential electrician up in Stockton, Illinois. So he showed me a few things growing up and whatnot. And then, a few odd jobs in between that. I worked at a snowplow place up in Wisconsin.
How was that?
It was interesting. It was cold. It was very cold.
Yeah.
It was very cold.
My brother-in-law does that in Denver. Well, I don't know if he still does, but I know he's in construction and he'll go do snow plowing.
Well, I didn't actually do the snow plowing. I
have some nieces that do it. Well, they did it. They would do the driveway. They do landscaping, so they would do the driveways. And I'm like, they hustle.
It's a good business if you can hustle and you can handle it.
Yeah.
But you're
Wisconsin?
Monroe, Wisconsin. The company I worked for was called Monroe Truck Equipment. They don't just build snow plows or plow trucks. I've actually seen their trucks down here in Florida.
Oh, you built them?
Yeah, to the truck, so that all you have to do is drive in front of it, hook it up, and
that's how that. I thought that was cool to do.
Yeah, but yeah, each thing was cut by either laser, plasma cutter, hand bent, on a press brake and whatnot by humans. Wasn't automated or anything like that. And then everything was welded in house as well, and then fabricated and put onto the trucks in house. And I got minus doing the press braking, which is where they bend the metal into shapes. I did just about every single job in there. I started off at putting the parts away. Then I moved up to laser operator. Then I moved up to 2 laser operator. So I was operating a fiber optic laser and a CO2 laser. Don't ask me what the difference between the two is.
I don't know.
Minus how they work. And
sorry, guys.
One of them was actually the size of a small apartment building. Like one of the lasers I operated was the size of a small apartment building. It had 10 automated racks in it that we could stick a stack of steel about yay thick on, and we'd load it up, put the programs in for that cassette, and whatever order we put it in, that's exactly how the machine would pull the material out, load it onto the table, cut the parts, unload the cut parts, and so on and whatnot. But that was the coolest one that I honestly got to run or learn how to run. Yeah.
Sounds like it.
So minus doing the press braking, I did everything from cutting the parts out, welding them, putting it in, even down to actually putting the plows together on the trucks. But that was kind of the breaking point with that job.
And how long did you work there for?
I worked there, I want to say it was about a year and a half, and I loved it until they moved me out of the fabrication shop and put me back into the parts department, and I was like, nope, like I'm done. That was actually the year that we decided
it was a downgrade, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a huge downgrade. That was actually the year we decided to move down to Florida.
Really?
Yep, November 7th was the day we arrived. I think it took us about 3 weeks to pack. I looked at my boss and said, going to lunch.
Never came back.
Yep.
Oh, you pulled one of those?
Yeah. Regrettably, yeah, I
Oh,
did. Yes,
that's a
regrettably,
strike.
yeah,
That's a
I
strike.
did. Yes.
No,
Yes, regrettably, I did.
I've worked with a couple people at a manufacturing.
That was
place.
the only job. That was the only job I ever did that to.
So I worked at a manufacturing place in Brooksville before I got into roofing, and we would have people from temp agency get hired in. They would start working on putting the pickets down, and those veterans would run them ragged. That they would go to lunch and never come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that quite a few times at several places. Yeah, and then we moved down here and decided to. It's Florida. Biggest job opportunity down here is in the trades. So I went with
make the most money.
Kids
need to understand that.
Yes,
you make money
yes.
in trades.
We need tradesmen, electrical, concrete,
My
framing,
brother's starting one.
roofing.
My brother's starting an electrician company.
Nice.
He just passed the state license,
Okay.
and he's got to go in front of the board in April.
Well, I look forward to that stack of business cards.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's particular. He's very good. He's done it right out of high school. He's one that's done it right out of high school, like from Votech.
Okay.
He went from 10th grade on. That's all he's ever done.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
So, my next one is who's your ideal customer, or who normally would use you?
Home buyers, potential home buyers. My ideal customer, honestly, is anybody that wants to know about the home that they're potentially buying, or be properly educated on the home that they're potentially buying. And I'm not saying that I know everything, because I don't, and I don't claim to. I'm not an expert in any of the fields. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, and I know some people say jack of all trades is master of none, but they always forget the last part of that colloquialism, or that phrase is jack of all trades is master of none, but a jack of all is still better than a master of none, or one. So I'm knowledgeable in a lot of things, but by no means am I an expert, or do I know anything or everything. But yeah, just home buyers, honest realtors too.
Honest realtors.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave that one. I'm not gonna get myself in trouble.
I've met quite a few of them, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yes. Love working with them.
So I do a lot of social media and following people, and I follow a lot of realtors. There's some that I would probably at least sit down with, but other than that, I do that bad terminology whenever I do a roof inspection. I'm like, oh, that needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that needs to be fixed, and they're like, yeah, we don't call you. You tell us we need to fix it. Let it fix it. Like,
yeah, I do. My clients do call me if they have questions and whatnot, and I encourage it. Especially if there's something in there that I might have worded that could have been a little confusing.
right?
Because I know at times I can use words that, because they recommend us to write these reports or write these comments at the very least at a 5th grade level, and there's times where I use vocabulary that's well above that, or use the actual name for the part, and sometimes people don't know what that piece is actually called. So when I use the actual technical name for it, people will be like, hey, what is this? What is that again? So I've learned to add the 5th grade level verbiage behind that.
So let's ask this. So why did you feel that you needed to be a homeless man?
So okay, honest answer, hand to God, I did not pursue this career myself. My wife pushed me into it. Because before,
out of all the podcasts I've ever heard, I don't think I've ever heard that's the reason why.
It's not an excuse.
I've heard we hit rock bottom. We hit rock bottom and we had no other choice. Never the whole my wife pushed me to do it.
It is not okay. So is that an excuse? My before I got into home inspection or taking the classes, I was actually a welder, and I was working in Ocala at a dumpster company.
Oh, okay.
Putting those together. They're still open. Huge shout out to them. You guys know who you are if you do see this. Just for legal purposes, I don't want to name names, but I had to stop working there. The environment at that point in time was toxic.
Understood. That's very important.
And I was also working their second shift, which was...
And I interrupt this message to tell you that is it. We're going to start doing part 1 and part 2. If they're going to go longer than 20, 25 minutes, I think we're going to end the video. So, guys, the next video is going to be out. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just keeping it real with you.